Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out of me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I usually upload 2 videos a week, sometimes more. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see.
Autobots, roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 32 Optimus Prime, and I love this toy. Originally released in January of 2019, he's available right now as of the time of this recording and retails for approximately $30. I picked this guy up from Hasbro Pulse with free shipping, got to me in 2 days. That was awesome. So real quick, right off the bat, since we're on the subject of Hasbro Pulse, now we know what's coming. We know that this is the one that is going to combine with Jetfire. And if you remember in my Jetfire review, Jetfire came with another additional chess piece for Optimus Prime. So this chess piece is identical to the one on this one. It's just a little different colors, a little brighter, more metallic looking color. Okay, so when I ordered this guy, I saw that on Hasbro Pulse, there was an upcoming release, it's scheduled for later this year, of this exact same figure repainted in that shinier metallic looking paint. It's going to be sold or available as a leader class because it will come with a trailer. That trailer will transform into the weapons ring that we saw in Dark of the Moon. It will also transform into the jetpack that Optimus wore in Dark of the Moon. So that's going to be basically this figure repurposed for Dark of the Moon. So he's going to have the different chest piece with the ab-looking piece that he had in that movie. But it will still combine with Jetfire if you want to do so by replacing that chest. So that's what this was for. Mystery solved, and I cannot wait for that figure to arrive. So, yep, this figure here is in the Peterbilt truck mode, the long nose cab that we saw in movies 1, 2, and 3. Rolls around just nicely. Here in truck mode, Optimus is approximately 7 inches long, about 2.5 inches tall. And it's a, I'm not sure, I don't think it's a complete new a mold. I think it's a heavy retool of this guy right here. There's a lot of shared parts, but there's also a lot of very big differences in these two. So I don't know if they just took the skeleton and reworked from you know, the outside parts of the robot or what, but there's a lot of major similarities and major differences between these two. This one being the Studio Series 5 that you've seen me review before. So, and there are things that each of them did better than the other. There are things that each of them did not as well as the other. For example, I like this bottom piece of the truck mode on the previous one better. This one seems to be a little less detailed and a little more robot parts showing right there. The backs of them are almost identical. The back part here, this is almost identical. The noses on the new one is a little bigger than the previous one. So, you know, there's a couple of differences on each, but there you go. So you can see what they look like together. And then here he is with the more recently released Studio Series Bumblebee movie, Optimus Prime, which again dwarfs this one where it should be the other way around. But there you go. That's what these guys look like together. So there you go. Okay, and then what else? It came with the weapon. And then this time around, where the previous one came with the swords, this one came with the gun. Very nice looking gun. Looks just like the one in the movie. Now, this is just really weird. The one time they probably could have gotten away with putting it back here, and they didn't do it. That actually is not meant to clip or peg into there. As you can see, that hole is just way too wide for that gun, and it just falls off. The way you're meant to store this in vehicle mode is there is a tab right there that tabs into the slot right here on the side, and that is just dumb, in my opinion. I don't like that. So there's that. Since he is a movie live action Voyager size figure. I figure I'd bring this guy in so you guys can see what this looks like together. It's not going to work. There's no way to peg that in there, and there's no way of holding it together or anything like that. It just will not work. But it does scale nicely. That does look nice when you put them together like that. But better to just wait until the reissue of this guy comes out with the actual trailer that's meant to go with him. Really, really looking forward to that. And finally, we'll bring the camera up just a bit. We'll bring in the box again. I'm not a big box show type of guy, but since the Studio Series figures do come with the background, I would be remiss if I didn't show that. So we'll take all of that off to the side, and we'll show the background right there. So this one's got that battle on the bridge that we saw in Revenge. Is that Revenge of the Fallen? No. Was that Revenge of the Fallen? I thought that was in the first movie that we saw that. That's so weird. Yeah. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but the battle on the bridge was in the first movie. Yet this is meant to be Dark of the Moon. Not Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen. Because he combines with Jetfire. Okay, now I'm confused. Anyway, there's a background. A cardboard background if you want to use it. Okay. Okay, transforming this figure is going to be very similar to what we saw before with the Studio Series 5. There are some differences. Like I said, it's very similar while at the same time being very different. It's a really, really interesting take here. So let's see. I like to start back here with these panels. We're going to separate these and get this whole back part of the sleeper cab separated and rotate it up. Just kind of work it around the feet there, or the toes. And then the whole roof of this comes up, and we're just going to take these guys, put them up here, just so we can get them out of the way for the time being. The legs are pretty much identical to what you saw before. Instead of the wheels, the front wheels rotating outwards, they're going to rotate down this time around and accordion in like that. Same thing on the other side. And then this wheel is going to come up just like it did before. Bring that up. Separate the legs, and then we're going to take this whole back part, spin it around, and that's going to be our legs right there, or feet right there. Now, one minor gripe that I have, and this is a minor complaint, and I know why they did it, is in the previous figure, in the Studio Series 5, this fender right here, or this wheel well, would bend down to cover up this wheel and just kind of clean up the leg. And this time around, it doesn't do it. The hinge is gone, and I understand why the hinge is not there. They needed to make room for this peg, or this peg hole, rather, because that's where the Jetfire, or one of the Jetfire legs is going to plug in on each side. So I understand why they made that decision, but I still kind of miss the fact that, or the ability to be able to take that wheel well and bend it down. That was nice, just to be able to clean up the look of the legs. Let's move the camera up a bit. Work on the front here. So this is all going to be very familiar to you. These panels are going to come out. You're going to pull on the air filters here and just pull these outwards like so. And then we're going to take this time around. I really like what they did here. The windows are going to be a little more movie accurate. So these are actually stored back here, and just kind of bring these out as well. Like so. Just kind of get everybody out of everybody else's way. There we go. All right, let's work on the front. So this time around, the grill, before the grill was independent of the arms, this time it's all together. So we're just going to take everything and just kind of split it. Swing these out to the side, like so. Take the arms right here and separate, or the hood rather, separate it, and swing this whole thing down. This is going to be the arms. Separate those. The arms are going to transform exactly like they did before. So this panel is going to separate and rotate. Pull the arm or the fist, or rotate the fist out, and then this whole panel is going to kind of wrap around the arm itself to provide the forearm armor. So again, bend that, straighten out the fist, bring this around, and then these little tabs are going to tab into the wrists right there. So there's our arms done, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring the shoulders, or the shoulder armor rather, bring that down just to kind of get everything out of the way here. All right, this is a good place to go ahead and take our waist, rotate it, bring it down, and clip it into place so that we can start working on the upper torso there. I'm just going to leave all of this out of the way for now and finish working on the upper body for now. Okay, since we're here, we can go ahead and take the top here, rotate it to reveal the head. This is exactly like the previous version. Now, these panels are going to come around, tab into the mirrors here, like so. And then these tabs on the back of the window are going to tab into these slots right there, right under the front of his neck, to form his chest. Come around the back here, And then these panels, same as before, you're going to want to close these and make sure that they snap flat against each other. Bring these panels, rotate the air filters in so that they all sit like that, and that's all nice and clean back there. Now, this time around, the arms are actually connected to the whole fender or the wheel well and the grill, as you can see. So this hinge right here was down in truck mode. We're going to rotate the whole thing up. This hinge right here is for the shoulder piece. Get this up and out of the way. So this whole thing is going to come up, and now it's going to rotate around like so. And we're going to do a couple of things here. This slot is going to tab into the body right there, exactly like it did in the previous one. And slot that in, and then the grill is just going to sit flat on its back like so. So same thing on this side. Rotate this guy up, bring this out. Tab the arm right there on that slot, and then bring this guy flat. That's our arms done there. And then finally the backpack. The backpack, I really like the way it handles the backpack this time around. Much better, much cleaner. 2 tabs right here are going to tab into the front bumper. And then these 2 tabs are going to tab in right back here. Take these guys and rotate them around like so, and then lay them flat on his back. Really like the way they handled the backpack on this version of Prime. And then get them all nice and straightened out. Get his little knee plates out. And there is Studio Series 32. Yeah, 32. Optimus Prime in robot mode. And he looks fantastic. Here in robot mode, Prime stands approximately 7 inches tall. And again, there are things that this one did better, and there are things that this one didn't do quite as well. For example, in the previous version, I liked the way that they handled the wheel wells better. The wheel wells went right under the underarm right there, and they were not showing much at all, whereas this one, the wheel wells are kind of very present right there on the sides of his abdomen. And they bothered me more in pictures and in videos. In person, they don't bother me as much, but the previous 05 one, I think, still did it a little better. But also, this new one, as you can see, the chest is much better. They handle the chest a lot better. It's a lot more accurate. And, of course, the backpack is a lot cleaner on this new one than it is on the previous one. And, of course, I have it mistransformed. With the previous one, it was that big old thing like that, and it kind of looked not great. I prefer the way it looks like this. Sure, there's a little bit of a gap there. But, yeah, I think... they both have their ups and their downs. They're still relatively... different enough figures that you can get something out of both of them. And they both have things that they do better than the other and things that they don't do quite as well. So, yeah, they're really, really good figures. It's really nice having them both. Now, so I guess that was a comparison with the Studio Series 5. For articulation, you can see that Prime's head is on a ball joint, up and down, tilt, and left and right. Same articulation as before, so the shoulders all the way around. You got in and out. Rotation at the bicep, bend at the elbow, and rotation at the wrist. A little bit of waist articulation, but these wheels are going to get in the way of those grill panels right back here. So you would have to move your wheels out of the way if you want to do certain poses and then put them back. So there's that. Just keep that in mind. Legs, forwards, backwards, in and out. Rotation at right above the knee, right there at the thigh, I guess. Bend at the knee, really, really stiff bend at the knee. And then the ankles can go forward, front and back, forward, backwards, and side to side. So, same articulation as before, and also very nice articulation. Detail on this guy is super nice. Let me get him zoomed in. And again, take a look at the face, which looks really, really nice. It's the same head mode as before. There you go, same heads. A little bit different detail. There you go. So the head looks really nice. I really like what they did with the chest. And here's that chest piece we were talking about. And you can just pull this off and replace it. So on the next one, this chest piece is going to have those little, I guess, abs or ribs or whatever that was that he had in that Dark of the Moon movie. But you can still replace it so that you can make it work with Jetfire. So I really like the way the torso looks on this guy, the chest piece, the windows, all of that. This looks really nice. And just kind of getting a whole look at the figure. Looks really, really nice. So, a couple more comparisons real quick. Let's get this guy back in center here. Let's take a look at him all the way around real quick. Just one more time so you can see all the detail all the way around. I think that the back on this guy is cleaner than on the previous one. I really like the way that looks better. Oh, and then, of course, I almost forgot his weapon, which you can give him. Put that in his hand. There you go. Weapon in his hand. So that looks nice. I really like that weapon a lot. That looks really cool. Okay. So 2 more comparisons right before we're done here. Here he is with Studio Series. Was this one? What was this one? 38? Yep. Studio Series 38 from the Bumblebee movie. So you can see what these guys look like together. And you can see this one seems to be a little taller this time around. So that looks good. And then finally, and this will be on the next video, here he is with Leader Class Jetfighter. Let's back these guys up a bit so you can see what these guys look like together. So I'm not going to do the combination on this video because this video's already gone a little long. I'm going to do, my next video is going to be specifically for the combination on these two. So make sure that you stick around for that one. So I think for now that about covers the Transformers Studio Series 32 Optimus Prime. What did you think of this figure? Let me know by leaving me a comment. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified of when I upload a new video. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.